Welcome to the journey from seed to meal, where we explore the magical process of nature turning tiny seeds into delicious food. It all begins with a single, humble seed, a tiny capsule of life waiting for the right moment to awaken and grow. We prepare the soil carefully, ensuring it is rich in nutrients and loose enough for delicate roots to penetrate deep down. A small hole is made in the center, creating a safe and cozy cradle where the seed will begin its journey. With a gentle touch, we place the seed into the earth, trusting nature to take over the complex process of germination. We cover it lightly with soil, tucking it in like a blanket to keep it warm and secure during its slumber. Water is the catalyst for life, so we mist the soil surface gently to provide the necessary moisture without drowning it. Days pass by in silence, but beneath the surface, a miraculous biological chain reaction is triggered within the tiny seed casing. First, the taproot emerges, diving downwards to anchor the plant and search for the water and minerals hidden in the soil. Then, the stem pushes upward against gravity, breaking through the soil surface to seek the warmth and energy of the sun. The first leaves, called cotyledons, open up like solar panels, ready to start photosynthesis and fuel the plant's rapid growth. Bathed in morning light, the young seedling stands strong, marking the successful beginning of a long and fruitful journey ahead. Soon, the true leaves appear, displaying the characteristic serrated edges that identify this plant as a vigorous tomato vine. Regular watering is crucial at this stage, focusing on the roots to encourage a deep and resilient support system underground. As the plant outgrows its nursery pot, we transplant it into the spacious garden bed where it has room to expand. We handle the roots with care, ensuring they make good contact with the new soil to minimize transplant shock and stress. With more space and nutrients, the plant enters a vegetative explosion, growing taller and wider with each passing sunny day. To support the heavy fruit that will come later, we stake the plant, guiding it to grow upwards towards the sky. Pruning unnecessary side shoots helps the plant focus its limited energy on producing fruit rather than excessive leafy growth. The plant thrives in the elements, soaking up the intense solar energy and breathing in the fresh carbon dioxide around it. Finally, the moment we have been waiting for arrives as clusters of tiny flower buds begin to form on the vines. The buds burst open into brilliant yellow flowers, a bright invitation to the pollinators that are essential for the garden. Nature's helpers arrive on buzzing wings, visiting each flower to collect nectar and inadvertently transferring pollen from bloom to bloom. This vibration releases the pollen, ensuring fertilization takes place, a critical step that transforms a simple flower into food. Once their job is done, the colorful petals fall away, leaving behind the tiny beginnings of what will become our meal. A tiny green sphere emerges, fragile and small, holding the promise of flavor and nutrition within its expanding skin. Over the coming weeks, the fruit swells rapidly, drawing water and sugar from the plant to fill its expanding cells. Summer rains provide a refreshing drink, washing the foliage and settling the dust, while deep roots drink their fill. The sun returns to dry the leaves, preventing mold and providing the intense light needed to produce sugars in the fruit. The fruit has now reached its full size, heavy and dense, hanging like green ornaments waiting for the signal to ripen. A subtle change begins as the chlorophyll breaks down, and the deep green fades to make way for warmer hues. Patches of pink and orange spread across the skin, a visual signal that the chemistry inside is changing flavor to sweetness. Finally, the transformation is complete, and the fruit glows with a deep, vibrant red, indicating it is at peak ripeness. The plant now stands as a masterpiece of nature, decorated with heavy, ripe treasures ready to be harvested and enjoyed. We gently squeeze the fruit to test for ripeness. It should be firm yet yield slightly to the touch. With a simple twist and a satisfying snap, the bond with the mother plant is broken, and the harvest begins. We gather enough for our meal, selecting only the very best fruits that have been warmed by the afternoon sun. To complement the tomatoes, we harvest fresh basil leaves, their peppery aroma filling the air as we brush against them. A few spicy chili peppers and a bulb of fresh garlic straight from the earth will add depth to our dish. The basket is now full of colors and textures. A true cornucopia of fresh ingredients grown just steps from the kitchen. We bring the harvest to the garden sink, where cool, clear water awaits to wash away the dust of the field. Gentle rinsing reveals the true brilliance of the skin, shining like polished gems under the stream of refreshing water. The herbs and vegetables are cleansed, their colors deepening as they become wet, ready to be transformed into a meal. We prepare our workspace in the open air, with a sturdy wooden board and a sharp knife as our primary tools. The knife glides through the flesh, releasing a burst of fresh aroma and exposing the juicy, seed-filled interior of the fruit. We chop the tomatoes into rustic chunks, keeping the texture substantial so they break down slowly during the cooking process. Fresh garlic is crushed and minced, releasing its pungent oils which will form the aromatic base of our simple sauce. The basil is sliced into thin ribbons, releasing a sweet and peppery fragrance that pairs perfectly with the acidic tomatoes. We ignite the fire, placing a heavy iron skillet over the heat, waiting for it to reach the perfect temperature. A generous glug of olive oil coats the pan, shimmering in the heat, ready to carry the flavors of our ingredients. The garlic hits the oil with a sizzle, immediately filling the air with a savory scent that stimulates the appetite. We add the tomatoes, and the pan sings as the cool juices meet the heat, beginning the process of stewing. A pinch of sea salt and black pepper is all that is needed to elevate the natural flavors of the produce. We let it simmer gently, allowing the tomatoes to break down and release their juices, creating a rich, natural sauce. Fresh pasta is boiled until just tender, then lifted directly from the water to join the vibrant sauce in the skillet. We toss the pasta in the pan, ensuring every strand is coated in the glossy, red emulsion of tomato and oil. Off the heat, we scatter the fresh basil on top, allowing the residual warmth to release its perfume without wilting it. We plate the dish simply, letting the vibrant colors of the food speak for themselves on rustic handmade ceramic ware. A final drizzle of raw olive oil adds a glossy finish and a layer of fruitiness to complete the presentation. The table is set amongst the very plants that provided the meal, closing the loop from the soil to the plate. It looks incredibly inviting, a simple yet profound dish that represents months of patience, care, and cooperation with nature. We take the first bite, tasting the sunshine and earth in the sweetness of the tomato and the bite of garlic. The flavor is incomparable to anything store-bought, bursting with freshness and the satisfaction of knowing exactly where it came from. Eating in the garden connects us to the earth, grounding us in the present moment and filling us with gratitude. The cycle continues in the garden, with more fruits ripening on the vine, promising more meals in the days ahead. Even as we eat, new flowers are blooming, starting the journey all over again in an endless circle of life. As the sun begins to set, casting long shadows across the garden, we reflect on the simple beauty of growing food. This small patch of earth has provided not just sustenance for the body, but also peace and joy for the soul. From a dry seed to a vibrant sprout, to a flower, a fruit, and finally a meal, the journey is complete. We hope this journey inspires you to look at your food differently, or perhaps even plant a seed of your own. Growing your own food is a rewarding experience that teaches patience and rewards you with the best flavors nature offers. As the day ends, we carry the memory of this meal and the anticipation of what the garden will offer tomorrow. The garden sleeps under the stars, resting and recharging for another day of growth, photosynthesis, and miraculous transformation. Thank you for joining us on this seed-to-table adventure. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the Journey from Seed to Meal. We appreciate your support and look forward to sharing more stories of growth and cooking with you in our next video.